And so I figured, why not just make a writing vlog? I don't even know if this will have good content. I might not post this, but hi, welcome back to my channel. And if you've been subscribed to my channel, you're probably thinking, oh, this channel is still active? That's very surprising. I didn't even know I was still subscribed to it. And if you're new to the channel, you're probably thinking, what is this channel about? It's so inconsistent. Well, I will tell you what it's about. It's about me, Katcho, but it's mostly about my writing and my publishing journey. Some lifestyle vlogs, some cooking vlogs, some of a little bit of everything, but mostly writing and publishing. And so with that in mind, I thought I would do a little writing vlog. I know that things are a little bit abnormal right now. A lot of people are stuck at home, and actually it's a privilege to be stuck at home. A lot of people still have to leave their house to go to work and to help keep the world running and the world healthy, but I do know that a lot of people are staying at home, doing their part for keeping the community healthy. And for those people, I figured, why not us also continue to talk about things that bring us joy and make us happy? For me, that's writing and reading. And so if that's you too, then I wanted to take you along on a journey with me for 2 books right now. One is the sequel to this little beauty here, Wicked Fox. So the sequel is called Vicious Spirits, and I have to work on revisions for my publisher. And the other one is a secret project that I am drafting right now. And so I figured, why not just make a writing vlog? I don't even know if this will have good content. I might not post this, but I want to at least try. I want to do something with my time, and I want to bring you guys along on my writing journey more because I figure that's why I started this YouTube in the first place. So yes, let's get working. And I'm sorry if this is super boring. I'm trying to be proactive. Okay, let's go. Okay, so this is my current desk setup. I have 2 computers. Also, LOL that this is on Twitter right now. That was not intentional. It's just always on Twitter. So yeah, I'm trying to be productive here. So pretty much, also, do you love my Amazon computer stand here? So official and cool. So when I get notes from my editor, she sends it as PDFs. So I use those notes here, and then I use Microsoft Word here to do the edits, except for now it's on Twitter, but whatever. Actually pretty proud of how this turned out. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yum, 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 yum. So the sad reality of how my brain works is that I actually get a lot more done at night than I do during the day. So right now it's currently 10:41 p.m. and yeah, I just write more at night. I don't know why. I haven't always been like this, to be fair. I used to get a lot done in the evenings after I would get home from work, but ever since I stopped having like a regular day job, I just like to write at night. After 9 p.m. I'm like way more productive. So I usually will just like get ready for bed, and then I'll get in bed and write more. So that's how I am in general. I don't know if anyone else is the same out there. And obviously this isn't a good schedule for someone who has a 9-to-5 job. I completely understand that. But because I work from home, even when I do my freelance stuff, it's very flexible. So I'm very lucky. So today I was fairly productive. I am helping out on this virtual book festival called Everywhere Book Fest. So I did spend like half the day answering emails for that and like being in the Slack chat and stuff like that. But I also got some writing done, which was really nice. And so where I'm at right now is that my revisions are mostly finished. I do have some things that I want to review for my book 2 for Vicious Spirits, just some like nitpicky things and line edits and stuff like that, just like how I phrase things and stuff, make sure I don't use like overused words. Like my characters are always scowling and shrugging, and now that I've said this on this vlog, I'm sure everyone's gonna notice it when the characters do it all the time. But it's true, I need to work on that. I need to hold myself accountable. And then for my work in progress, for my first draft that I'm working on, that one's going really well. So pretty much it's a contemporary rom-com, and I realized that one of my favorite things to do is to write dialogue and banter, and contemporary can lean on that a little bit more than fantasy can. Fantasy needs a lot more like action scenes and things where there's a lot of descriptors of the world so that you know what the magic is like. But in a contemporary rom-com, you can give like, you can kind of cheat. You could be like, they're in Chicago, and most people know where Chicago is and what it looks like. So that's really cool and fun, and I can concentrate a little bit more on the small interrelationship moments as well as the banter, which is super duper fun. So I am really liking that. So this draft is going a lot faster than normal drafts do for me, because I'm doing a lot less world building and a lot more just like them having fun and interacting with each other moments. Of course, it's also a first draft, so I tend to fast draft. So it's not always the most fleshed out or detail heavy first draft, but it has all of the bones there. Sometimes I call it a skeleton draft because it's mostly the bones, you know, bones, skeletons, everything like that. So yeah, that's where I am with this. I'm hoping that I can finish this manuscript in the next 3 to 4 weeks. That would be amazing. So let's see, yeah, how far I get.
Think about it right now. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what kind of stuff is going on in your life, underneath it all is the all right. You have more power than you might be giving yourself credit for. If you have something that's going on in your life right now that's
Okay, so this is my tip of the day for you guys for if you're writing. So there's an app. Oh gosh, can you even see my screen? There's an app called Forest app, and it pretty much lets you build a forest if you actually concentrate though. So like it locks your screen so that you can't go to anything else on your phone, which is great. Obviously it doesn't help for your computer because your computer is separate. Quarantine is getting to my brain. But it's really cool because then you can visit your little forest, and then you can see all of your trees, which I have a bunch of them because I've been trying to be productive. Although you can see that guy's dead because I failed, and that guy's dead. But it's because I'm in deep concentration mode, or I think it's called deep focus mode. And so even if someone like calls me while I'm planting a tree, then it means that my tree dies because my screen changes. So you can take it off of deep focus mode. And then the other thing that you can do is right here, you can do a group. So you can see down there that you can like join a group or create a group, which is kind of like cool because then you can tree with other people. And so my critique group and I, we tree with each other. We call it treeing. I don't know if, yeah. Anyway, so it's nice. And then you just start your tree. You can also quit, but then your tree dies. Okay, so it's like halfway through the week and I'm actually pretty happy with my word count right now. I also do this thing where I decided where, oopsies, can you see that? I wanted to make an accountability thread for myself. So I just started to tweet about my word count and I got to the almost kiss scene and I decided to use this gif from The Bongsun because I binge rewatched it. So it gave me a lot of feels and that's where I'm at. So I took a writing mental health day just because I just felt very under the weather and like I just wasn't in a mental space where I could really write anything that would be good. And I know that like some of our advice is always, oh, you should power through, like even if the writing is bad, like you can't revise a blank page, and all of that is definitely very true. But I do sometimes think when you're fast drafting, which is what I am trying to do right now, sometimes you do need to kind of take a little bit of time off. And by a little bit, I mean like 24 hours, which is what I ended up doing yesterday. So that's why there's no update from yesterday. I just took the day off and I watched a bunch of TV and I read books and I did nothing and it was great. And so today I'm back on the bus, the train, the wagon? No, that's for something completely different. Anyway, I'm back on the writing vehicle of choice. I am at about 45,000 words now. I don't know if I ever gave a word count before. I'm at 45,000 words now though, so that's pretty great and I am very happy with that. And let's just keep on trucking. There, that's my vehicle. I'm on a truck. Okay. So today was not a productive day writing-wise because I had a conference call in order to work on Everywhere Book Festival. We were choosing the festival panels, which was really exciting because really great panels got proposed, but it also meant that I couldn't work on my writing today. And then now that it's kind of afternoon, evening time, I have a group virtual retreat call thing with my writing critique group who I super duper love, and honestly the only reason why I have survived in publishing this long and been able to survive everything that has been thrown at me is because of my critique group and my writer group, because they're just like a really great support group and it's really nice to have friends who kind of understand what you're going through so you don't have to explain it, you know? Like sometimes talking about publishing is really confusing with people who aren't in publishing because it's an industry that doesn't work like any other industry I've ever been in or ever been a part of or ever heard of. So it is kind of confusing getting someone caught up. So it's really nice to have friends who just get it. I'm doing that quarantine bingo where it's like, I'm gonna start vlogging again. That's the square that I'm checking off.
Oh boy. Did you find that interesting?
Final check-in for the week. I didn't get as much of a word count as I wanted, probably because I had a lot of extra things I had to do, like volunteering for certain things and freelance work. But I am actually really happy with one thing. I was kind of having an issue with the voice for rom-com because it is contemporary and it is a little bit of a different kind of story than I usually write. I'm really used to writing books, even if they're set in contemporary world like Wicked Fox and Vicious Spirits, having kind of a bigger world beyond because there's fantasy and there's mythology. And I have to explain a lot of that. So I decided to write those books in third person. But rom-com, I'm actually writing it in first person right now, and I wasn't really figuring out like how to get the voice right. Like sometimes it would come out right and I really enjoyed it, and sometimes it felt so stilted. And I finally realized the moments where it felt stilted, A, I was over explaining things because I was so used to writing fantasy world building, and B, I was writing it as if I was still writing in third person. So even though I was using I pronouns, I was still like, the narrator was still describing things that had happened as if it hadn't really happened to her, or like as if she was a objective third-party observer, which isn't true, obviously. She's telling her own story. So I kind of started to write it like I write my diary entries, pretty much. Like what happened to me during the day, how did I feel about it, just like stream of consciousness. And it's working a lot better for me in terms of finding voice. Like I'm gonna have to cut a lot of words later because stream of consciousness is not good, especially for me. I'm a very wordy writer, but I'm so happy that I figured out what was wrong with this book, because I just felt like maybe I didn't know what I was writing, and that was very frustrating to me. But I'm glad that I figured it out because it was bothering me so much, and I was having a lot of insecurity about writing this. I mean, it's still new, it's still a new genre, it's still something that I am very like I'm trying to like play with a little bit more, but no, it's making me a lot happier now. I'm really glad that I figured it out. So this has been a very productive week. I'm really happy, and I hope that you guys kind of enjoyed a week in the life, I guess, a vlog, a week in the life of an author. It wasn't the most interesting week. It's not as nice as when I can actually, you know, leave the house, but it's what we have to do, be responsible. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy out there. Hope that any of the tips or the conversations that I had might have helped you or inspired you, and maybe you'll try to make Dalgona coffee. I'm obviously addicted to it and obsessed with it right now, so yeah. Hope you enjoyed this. If you want more week in the life vlogs, or even like any kind of vlog from me, then let me know in the comments down below. If you like this, I'd love a thumbs up or even a subscription to this channel, and I will see everyone next time. Bye!